After becoming an 8-second automatic Pro Street GTR and used for billet block and setup R&D, MSM GTR was retired. But Mick brought it back to life with a combo similar to its original setup. Unfortunately, a four-wheel drive issue kept the car from performing at its previous best as a manual of running 9.3. The manual champ at Cootamundra returned, but is now owned by Navi from B2R Motorsport. It still sports the same Nitto 3.2-litre Stroker RB with precision turbo and sequential gearbox. It was Navi's first time racing, and it was getting dialed in after a few small changes to the combo. Sal's 32 Jet from Motorsports Mechanical was one of only 3 H-pattern GTRs amongst a sea of sequentials. It sports a built RB3026, Aeroflow Turbo and a bunch of Hypertune and Platinum Racing Products gear. It makes 1,000 horsepower via a 5-speed H-pattern dogbox.
Hi, I'm Sal. I'm from Motorsport Mechanical. Been to Cooter a couple of times. Most of the time as a spectator, but now I've got my own car here and ready to rock and roll. Don't really have any goals, just want to make it A to B and be as fast as I can.
A new build from the CROYDON Racing Development stable was David's R32 GTR. Billet block, Precision 8385, CRD race ported head, Motec ECU and Samsonite sequential transmission means it's a serious contender. Being the car's first outing and David's first time driving, the car was turned down to around 1,000 horsepower so they could dial it in and David get used to it. After GTR Challenge, David hit Sydney Dragway and went 8.8 at a stonking 169 miles per hour, showing the car's potential. Another newcomer to Cootamundra was Louis in Double Barrel, named because it still runs twin turbos, but high-mounted Zona 6156s. They're attached to a 2.7 Nitto Stroker RB26 and it makes 1,140 horsepower thanks to the M-Tron ECU tuned by Insight Motorsport. The engine bay is a work of art thanks to Hypertune, and the power is transferred through an Albin 6-speed sequential. Next on the list of manual GTRs to attend the 2020 Tuner's Edge GTR Challenge is one that is truly unique, one of one. Many of our viewers will remember the R34 GTR with a VR38 conversion we started building for Power Crews, affectionately called Arubasu. It was the first of its kind, putting a VR38 into a Skyline GTR chassis while keeping the original four-wheel drive layout. The styling may have polarised opinion, which was the entire point of the build for Gup from Power Crews, but the engineering behind the car was pretty cool. The project was put on hold before a built engine ever made its way into the car, but then it was sold to a customer of MAATOUKS Racing, before being sold again, and many have wondered where it's gone. Well, over the last 18 months, the current owner, George, has transformed it from an unfinished track toy to a simply mental street car, now known as King GTR. The twin Garrett GTX 35s remain, but the exhaust piping has been rerouted to suit street duties, and the engine has now been forged. The car easily makes 1250 horsepower on only 32 psi and is all controlled by a Haltech Elite 2500 ECU, and is driven around on this power all the time. Being a 3.8 litre, it does it with much more torque and response than any RB. It still runs the CC brake kit and ran at Cootamundra on the same 18-inch Mickey Thompson ET SS street drag radials that it drives around on. The biggest transformation has been the exterior and interior. Queen Street resprayed the car white with a new front bar, Z-Tune style bonnet and standard rear wing. The car was given to Concept Garage to go wild on the interior, and that they did, with the entire car custom retrimmed front to back. The car also has a custom air conditioning system in the boot of the car as well. King GTR still uses the Albin 6-speed sequential, but they're looking to change the ratios as they have proven too short for this setup and running out of gears too quickly. Either way, it was great to see the car in action in its new guise and running exactly how it does on the street. Another new big build from MAATOUKS Racing was Adam's R32 GTR Death Wish. Nitto 3.2 stroker, MAATOUKS race-ported head, Motec ECU, Precision 8385 turbo, Hypertune inlet, and all of the gear and quality you expect in the engine bay of a MAATOUKS Racing full house build. This one though is a manual with an Albin 6-speed sequential. It was the car's very first time out and Adam's first time at Cootamundra, so it was a good chance to learn the car and start dialing it in. The quickest H-Pat at the event, and the man that will no doubt have the most instant replays, was Con Pilly in AKA 747. The engine is the proven street package of a Nitto 3.2 stroker with Precision 7685 and a Haltech ECU controlling the show. Notice it uses the stock inlet manifold converted to single throttle body, but makes over 1300 horsepower. The stock gearbox houses a PPG 5-speed dog engagement gear set.
I'm a Cuda veteran. So I've been here a number of times. Luckily this year we were ready before before the date. So just looking forward to having some fun.
Con was having some trouble keeping the car under control, and after the off-track excursion, retired the car before the car could realise its full potential. They later discovered that the rear factory tie rod end bushers were destroyed, so the alignment was changing dramatically. Next up is the Malice brothers with their R32 GTR billet. As the plate suggests, it runs a billet block, but it's a 2.6 billet block with a Nitto 2.8 stroker kit and full house build by PMC race engines. It has a Precision 7675 to keep it fun and relatively responsive, but it still makes over 1100 horsepower tuned by MAATOUKS Racing. The transmission is an Albin 6-speed sequential. After putting down 16 runs on just day one alone, and always with a smile on their face, the Malice brothers took home the 1320 Video Choice Award.
The reason that I've chosen this car on behalf of the guys from 1320, it did more laps yesterday than just about anyone else. It's a brand new build that's just been finished. It looks killer, and there's 2 drivers, so it's copping twice the hiding of some of the other cars, and they're just having a great time. It didn't go their way today, but they've had smiles on their face. Tell us what you liked about Tuner's Edge Drag Battle, guys.
Yeah, it was just fun. It was a challenge learning how to drive the car, and yeah, it was just a blast. Just pass after pass, sharing the car, and it all worked. Hopefully we go faster next year, but we're happy with the result.
And that's the thing, you'll be back next year?
Yeah, we'll definitely be back next year. This year was a great event. We still went a 920 at 166 mile. Big thank you to Anthony MAATOUK and his boys. They done amazing. Big thank you to 1320 Video for the Choice Award. And yeah, we're looking forward to next year.
Josh Curry's Street Fighter GTR from B2R Motorsport is the quickest true street manual GTR in the world, running 8.1 at the track. But he has suffered the Cootamundra curse in previous visits and never shown its full potential at the airport. The 3.2 stroker now runs a Pro Mod 88, the largest we've seen on a manual GTR, giving the car the ability to go well north of 1500 horsepower once the car is dialed in. Their goal at Cootamundra was to do some testing and start getting the car set up. The first of our 8-second manuals was Ali's War 32R from JAMMAS AUTOSPORT. The car looks incredible inside and out, as well as under the hood. The Nardo grey paint with black lip and side skirt extensions and motive headlight duct, and the custom interior with yellow roll cage all ties in with the engine bay. A 2.6 block with a Nitto 2.8 stroker and Precision 7685 turbo, controlled by a Haltech Elite ECU, makes over 1100 horsepower and fed to the ground by a Samsonite 6-speed sequential transmission.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You are now with a 9.205, the quickest true street 2.6 block GTR.
Nice.
Yeah, well done, bro.
Yeah, beautiful.
Well done. What are you happy now?
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Finally, man, after a couple of years, but it's good. It's been good. It's been good. I'm happy.
JAMMAS will be very happy. Let's go tell him. Let's go. You bring the slip over. Quickest 2.6 block GTR at Cootamundra. What do you reckon?
Not bad, not bad.
You want an 8 now, don't you? Bad.
I definitely want an 8.
Off you go then. Off you go.
If we ran an 8 at the track, should run an 8 here. Easy.
That's right, man. Still 9.2 in a 2.8 litre manual is very impressive, dude.
Very impressive. I'm very happy with it.
He wasn't done there though, running into the 8s and taking out the award for the quickest True Street 2.6 block for 2020 and resetting the record. The top two contenders in the True Street manual category were Anthony Sard's War GTR from CROYDON Racing Developments and Yahaa's Wanted from MAATOUKS Racing. They were separated by only 1/100th of a second and were within 1/100th of a second of the manual record. War GTR needs no introduction to our viewers, but here we go. Nitto 3.2 stroker, CRD race ported head, Hypertune fabwork, Turbo Smart gates, Motec ECU, and now with a Precision 8685 turbocharger, making upwards of 1400 horsepower through a Samsonite 6-speed sequential gearbox. The immaculate engine bay is matched to a neat exterior with Motive headlight duct, and the interior has custom trim work, carbon seats, and Motec digital dash. The car is still regularly driven on the street, but it's a monster and hard to tame on Cootamundra's airport runway. The quickest True Street manual for the 2020 Tuner's Edge GTR Challenge was Yahaa's Wanted R32 GTR. The car has been around for a couple of years, it's run 8s at the track, but this was his first time at Cootamundra. The R32 has been resprayed and has some carbon accents, but the 15-inch world wheels give it a unique look. The interior has been custom trimmed around the roll cage and has a Motec digital dash installed. The engine bay is just as neat and has a proven combo. Nitto 3.2 stroker inside an RB3026 with a MAATOUKS race ported head. Precision 7685 turbo on one side and Hypertune V2 manifold on the other with a Motec ECU controlling it all. The transmission is a PPG 6-speed sequential. At the end of the weekend, this is how the leaderboard looked for the manual GTRs at Cootamundra. There are now 5 True Street manual GTRs in the 8s at Cootamundra, and how many more will join in 2021? Well, we'll find out soon. Applications are now open for the 2021 GTR Challenge held on April 9th and 10th. More info on our website.